Welcome, everybody, to Respawn Please podcast. We're two dum-dums gotta go call things video games. I hope people can understand that when I say it like that. I'm your host, Jesus, and with me, as always, is my co-host, good friend, and future godfather of my children, if I ever have children. Ell, how's it going?
Hey, it's good. You know, good old Godfather Ell here. It's good. I'm good.
Nice. I just threw that at you. I
didn't even ask you. I know. I didn't even ask you or anything. Just put me on the spot.
Yeah. You can't say no now. It's on the internet.
Oh, boy.
In 20 years, when I have kids, I mean, you're going to be lucky that I'm only going to ever have like grandpuppies and grandpuppies, grandcats. I'm only ever going to have grandcat. Why do I keep saying grand? All I'm ever going to have is cats and dogs. That's all. So you want to be
cool. Yeah.
You want to be a godfather for my dog or cats?
Yeah, I'll take a cat. That's pretty cool. I love cats.
All right, Garrus, where are you at? He's somewhere in the room. Anyways, we have a lot to talk about this week because some stuff happened, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We had a big game released this week. And there was a surprise Nintendo Direct. You know, I'm getting tired of Nintendo. Nintendo keeps like revealing its dates for its Nintendo Directs like a day or two before the Nintendo Direct. Oh, yeah. And it's like, give us at least a week. PlayStation gave us a week.
Exactly.
You know, Xbox gave us like a month. Come on. Like Nintendo, give people a little bit more time so they can plan better.
That's
anyways,
hilarious.
Nintendo Direct was great though, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. And then we're going to have a mid-year game check-in because I have a lot of questions to ask you. Well, a lot of questions to ask you. Hope you've been thinking about it this week.
Oh, yes,
as I told you to.
Yes.
Before we get into all that fun stuff, what you been playing?
Yeah, so this week, of course, this past Wednesday, we've been playing Portal 2. That was a lot of fun. A lot of hilarious moments in there. Had me dying laughing.
Oh, yeah.
That's been fun to get back into Portal 2. I have been playing, of course, the occasional Overwatch match. Besides that, though, I actually got back into LA Noire on PC.
Oh,
nice. That's been pretty fun. I don't know why. I just love that time period and like that music, and they have great music in that game. Yeah. It's like very jazzy, so cool.
Yeah. Fun fact about LA Noire. Our friend Blitz and I worked with one of the actors that are in it.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you off stream because I don't want to reveal who they are.
Gotcha. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, we worked with when we were at our theater job. One of the actors was in the show for us.
Oh, so, nice. Yeah. LA Noire, it's so cool. It's so fun. Of course, it can be clunky. But I just love being a detective and just like that time period of like, ooh, smooth, such and such, you know. But pretty fun game. I'm almost done with it. And then I've also been playing, there was something else. Finished Resident Evil 4. Nice. I don't know if I told you that, but.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Okay. Playing that. And then I think, just those games.
Do you want to reveal to the world what you compared Resident Evil 4 towards? Because I enjoyed your comparison a lot.
So Resident Evil 4, because of course one of our good friends Ron, he loves the franchise, especially 4, and we avoided it for a long time just because I was like, not really my type of game. But played it, and as I was going through the story, I was like, oh, this is kind of like a 90s action movie starring like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone, where it's just like kind of dumb fun. The plot doesn't really make sense, but there's a lot of like action-y moments that you're like, sure, it doesn't make sense, and sure, why do I care about this? But it's dumb fun. That's all it is.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. One day I will fall in love with Resident Evil. I know it. I feel it in my bones.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Feel it in my bones. Anyways, I've been playing a couple games this week. I've been playing Diablo 4, of course. Diablo 4.
Nice.
Addicted to it. I finally beat the campaign, rolled credits. I unlocked World Tier 3, so I'm working to unlocking World Tier 4 now. Basically, the World Tiers are just like making it more difficult, and also like World Tier 3 and World Tier 4 unlocks like special items that you wouldn't get in just like, the other tiers and stuff like that. So get you more extra stuff, goodies and all that. And Diablo 4, it's fun. I love it.
Nice.
It's probably going to be my game of the year unless Starfield blows me out of the water.
Whoa.
So that's I say that flippantly, but I do mean it. I don't mean to just dismiss it. But it's like a no-brainer for me. I've been saying Diablo 4 is going to be my game of the year probably since I played the beta back in like March or whatever. So
yes, you have.
So it's like at this point I'm just running it into the ground with that. I've also been playing Stellaris, still conquering the galaxy. I started over. Because the mid-game crisis, for those who play Stellaris, the mid-game crisis kicked my ass. And I was left with like a handful of solar systems and pretty much on the verge of total collapse. So I was like, you know what? I've been trying to play it on the hardest difficulty, which is Grand Admiral, I want to say, is the hardest difficulty. And so I've been playing it on the hardest difficulty, and I'm not quite there yet. I can last until mid game, and then mid game kicks my ass. So like the way Stellaris works is that you have your start, your mid game, your end game, and the mid game and the end game have like their what is called crises, which is like things that increase the difficulty exponentially. So to like give the player a challenge. So like the idea is that at the start of the game, you're building towards the mid game crisis. Then once you overcome the mid game crisis, you start building towards the end game crisis, and hopefully you can do that. Yeah. And in my case, like my empire in total ruins is like, there's no way I can rebuild this in time for the end game crisis. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start over. And then I've been playing Cassette Beast, which Cassette Beast, really cool game, really style. I like the style that it has. It's it's basically like Pokemon. You just collect monsters and stuff like that, little monsters, but you're using cassette tapes. You toss them out. And instead of just capturing them, you're recording them to the cassette tapes, and then your character has like headphones on, a little cassette player. You put it in the cassette player, and your character turns into the beasts, into the monsters. And you play. So is there? I wanted to say if there's. I can't think of like there's an anime like that. I think at some point in Digimon, the people start morphing one of the versions of Digimon. I might be making that up. I don't know. But Cassette Beast, really cool. It's fun. It's on Game Pass. It's a really cool indie game. It has some really chill music on it too that I adore. That's all custom music made for a Cassette Beast, and so
nice.
I love it. And then I've also been playing Final Fantasy 16, which we're going to talk about right now because I'm not going to reveal my thoughts yet. We're just going to dive into the Final Fantasy 16 review roundup. It is currently sitting at an 89 on OpenCritic. Over on IGN, Mitchell Saltzman gave it a 9 out of 10, saying Final Fantasy 16 will very likely be looked back upon as a turning point for mainline Final Fantasy games, taking its combat fully in the direction of an action game, but I hope that conversation doesn't overshadow its dark and captivating tale, memorable characters, and the innovative ways in which it helps you keep track of it all. The active time lore feature is incredible and should be standard for all story-driven games going forward. I agree. And while the combat may not live up to the sky-high standards as some of the best games in the character action genre, among other action RPGs, it's near the top of the heap. Pair all of that with one of the best soundtracks of the year, incredible performance from top to bottom, and drop-dead gorgeous visuals, and you've got a game worthy of an orchestral Final Fantasy victory fanfare. Ugh. Words are hard sometimes. Nice. Over on Game Informer, Wesley LeBlanc gave it an 8.5 out of 10, saying, with more than 65 hours of Final Fantasy 16 behind me, I still have a lot to do beyond the story. And I'm glad my time with Creative Business Unit 3's latest isn't at its end yet. Final Fantasy 16 has some of my favorite moments in modern Final Fantasy, but its lows threaten the pace of which they arrive. I wish Final Fantasy 16's various elements were entwined more seamlessly. Still, when I look back at my time with Clive, his friends, his enemies, and Valisthea, I can't pronounce the world's name, it's those highs that I vividly remember. Final Fantasy 16 is very different from its predecessors, but in many ways very familiar. And it's still a Final Fantasy through and through, reminding me why I love this series so much. And then over on GameSpot, Michael Hyam gave it a 9 out of 10, saying Final Fantasy has always been about reinvention, and Final Fantasy 16 perhaps marks the series' most drastic shift yet. I don't know why I was trying to say dynamic there. The combat system veers much closer to a Devil May Cry than Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy VII Remake, and it is a shining example of what an action RPG can be. Akon battles initially seem to be just explosive set pieces, but grow into meaningful moments that are as narratively driven as they are utterly impressive spectacles. Through the awe-inspiring battles and emotional cutscenes, I found myself repeatedly asking in disbelief, did this game just do that? As the soundtrack's beautiful melodies were seared into my memory. However, those peaks are also met with the dated design conventions that stick out like sore thumbs, making for some noticeable lulls in the 50-plus hours I spent with the game. Still, I'll always remember Final Fantasy XVI for its powerful and stunning moments, for those are the reasons it stands among the storied franchise's best. Ell, before I give my thoughts about Final Fantasy, are you surprised by these reviews? Are you impressed by these reviews? Does it make you want to dive into Final Fantasy?
I'll tell you what, these reviews actually do impress me a lot. Just because the Final Fantasy 15 before this one, that was the one with your kind of like with your pals and you're in that car.
It's the boy band. That's all I can remember is people saying it's a boy band. It's not like you're not making music or anything like that, but people always refer to it. It's the boy band game.
But it does impress me. It's like, because I think everyone had expectations for it just from like what they saw and then the gameplay that was shown off before it was fully released. And I think that this definitely kind of like what, if I remember correctly, Wesley LeBlanc, or no, not Wesley, sorry, Mitchell Saltzman, what he said is that the combat definitely feels way different than the previous Final Fantasies, and I think that's way different in a good way, because this could have easily gone very bad with them switching up the combat that Final Fantasy is kind of known to have.
Yeah, the turn-based combat and all that. Yeah,
turn-based combat, yeah, because I still love Final Fantasy X, and that's very turn-based, but it does impress me because they were able to change that around, try something new, take that risk, and it paid off rewardingly and like handsomely. And so I think that that's such great news, because I think Final Fantasy is definitely, it might not be like maybe top 5, top 10 or something like that. It'll probably be top 10, but I think that it's definitely like good to see the creators trying something new. So that way the game itself continues to thrive and continues to like evolve. So that way, it's not just the same old, if it's not broken, don't fix it, or, don't fix it if it's not broken. And so, I'm impressed by it, because it's definitely, it's cool. I love it when they're able to do stuff like this.
Yeah. I'm not surprised either, especially after playing the demo. I can't remember if I played it last week and talked about it last week, or if I just played it earlier this week and talked to you about it earlier this week. I can't remember. Like, this past week's hazy for me, and I don't know why. I forgot. I'm going to be honest. I forgot we played Portal 2. Anyways, but yeah, I played the demo and I got like really into the demo. I thought the demo was awesome. I was like, this new direction's great. I wasn't feeling the icon battles, whatever it's, however you pronounce it. That was in the demo. I haven't gotten really to another one yet in my time playing it. I'm only about 6, 7-ish, 8 hours in, somewhere around there. I just haven't played it as much as I thought I would, because I just been playing Diablo pretty much. And then I got addicted to Cassette Beast and been doing that. But Final Fantasy, what I played of it, I'm enjoying a lot. I will say, like, that initial high that I was feeling from the demo quickly floundered. Quickly, like the story beats that followed up after that explosive like introduction, like the first 2-3 hours, fantastic, like the whole like prologue essentially, and then and then it gets into like what I'm assuming the rest of the game is going to be like, and I'm just like, yep, this feels like a Final Fantasy game. This feels like a Final Fantasy game now. God damn. This is why I don't play Final Fantasies.
Hilarious.
And it was that explosive beginning, and then it was just like, oh yeah, this is definitely Final Fantasy. And this isn't like a commentary on gameplay or anything. It's just like the way the pacing is, and like the way it like introduces characters and also characters' names. Like, Final Fantasy is so weird with naming conventions, because they can have like the most generic names like Clive, and then have like some weird ass fucking fantastical name. You're just like, and how are these two characters existing in this world with these extreme names? This is wild. So
hilarious.
I've noticed that's the thing with Final Fantasy, is where characters have some off the wall names and then some very generic names. And then there's names that are like, could be generic names, but also fantasy. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like,
yeah.
There's a character, his name is Sid. they call him Sid, but his like full name is Sid Foyle or something like that, where it's
Sid
just like,
Foyle.
Okay, I don't think that's his name, but it's Sid something. But it's just like, yeah, Sid's the way to go with that, because that their full name's fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, Sid's super hot. Sid's the hottest character in this game. Also, the other thing I'll say about Final Fantasy, of course, I think this goes for every Final Fantasy. Everybody's hot. Why is everybody always hot in Final Fantasy?
That's true.
I don't understand. Even the bad guys.
Yeah.
All
the characters tend to be very hot. I don't know why.
Yeah, guy, girl, everything. Like even the beast ones. Anyways, but like, yeah, just I'm enjoying it so far. I'm gonna get to it hopefully, but I definitely like after that my initial high when we got to the proper game and started opening up to like towns and more open-y areas and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, this is Final Fantasy through and through. I definitely agree. The Devil May Cry combat I think is fun. Earlier today I was playing and I just got a second. I defeated one of the Acons and took the Acon's powers. Spoiler, sorry, shit. Clive can steal powers. Spoiler. This is for 6 hours of the game. They don't explain why he can do this. He can still like powers from Acons and like take them into him. And I defeated I defeated that Acon, the first Acon in the proper story, not the prologue. And switching between the abilities, the Acon abilities that he has fire, and now he has like wind. And it feels good switching back and forth between them, and it pairs very well together. And so I'm interested in seeing like the other powers that he gets, like what the other ones are going to be like. So I'm enjoying it for the most part. Which Devil May Cry, I enjoyed Devil May Cry the handful of times that I played of it. So we'll see if I stick with it. But I'm enjoying it so far. If you ask me to rate it now, which I don't feel comfortable giving a rating, but I'll give one anyways, because fuck it, why not? I would say definitely a 4 out of 5. Just on the like 6, 7, 8 hours that I played, which I know is absurd. I shouldn't rate this at all. But I am enjoying it, but it's also very much the situation of it's definitely Final Fantasy, and I've never stuck with a Final Fantasy for too long. I always fall off. I'm at that point where like usually around the 10-hour marks when I fall off, because that's what happened with Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's what happened when I tried playing Final Fantasy X, and then I tried to play Final Fantasy 15, and I only lasted like 2 hours with that. So I didn't even get far in that. I got tired of pushing the car. So, well, again, it is what it is though. But I am not surprised. From what I've seen and what I read and what I think now, I'm like, yeah, this makes sense that this is getting anywhere from an 8 to a 10. It makes sense. I think the lowest I have seen the lowest be like a 3.5 out of 5. And a lot of the times the reviews that are giving it super low scores are those that are saying the story isn't good. And I don't know. It's the story is the story. I can't really comment on that so far. I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah. But yeah. So I know my thoughts were just completely pointless. I'm sorry. I wasted everybody's time. I should just go all into my bed. I'm kidding. But those are my thoughts for Final Fantasy. I'm going to play more. I'll give a check in next week with it and like where I'm at with it. Maybe it'll be one of those things where at some point it just snaps with me where I'm like, okay, all I got to do is play this game. So nice. Yeah. But it's good. So you're going to play it? You're going to get a PlayStation just to play it?
No, not really.
Oh, damn. Well,
no, probably not. Just because, it's I kind of lost my way with Final Fantasy since 10 and 10-2, and then after that, I kind of never checked back in.
You mean you never played the amazing? I don't know what I'm going with this.
Final Fantasy Online. Which one was 12 or 13? One of those.
So 11 and 14.
11 and 14. Gotcha. Yeah. No, I did 14. Not.
I got a fly over by me right now.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, 11, 14 were the MMOs. I think Final Fantasy 11 is still going. Here, let me look it up.
Wow.
Final Fantasy 11. Is it still active? It is still active and being updated.
Nice. Wow. People still love it.
Yeah. It came out in 2002.
That's crazy.
And it's still
really wild. It's it's interesting when people love something. They
just got a new producer though. They just changed producers this year. Yeah. So wow. Okay. Yeah. People still love it.
Nice.
Interesting. And then Final Fantasy 14 is hot right now. So
of course.
Yeah. All right. Moving on from Final Fantasy talk. Words are hard. Lies of P demo was a banger. It did really
Nice.
freaking well. And this is coming from a statement on the developers official page, Liza P official Twitter page. Liza P reached 1 million demo downloads, and it has been our pleasure to welcome so many new guests to Krat. The puppets have certainly been busy since your arrival. The demo is available now until June 27th. So if you have not played the Liza P demo yet, Ell, you should get on it. It's really good. And then there was also over on GameSpot. There was a over on GameSpot from Luis Joshua. They an article there. They have a press release from the project director saying the Liza P team has been working hard to deliver a demo experience that meets your expectations, and it's been gratifying seeing the positive response. We're looking forward to continued feedback as you play through the demo again, so please keep them coming. And we'll release the very best Liza P experience possible on September 19th. Ell,
Nice.
are you going to check out the demo?
Yes, definitely will. That is definitely something I need to check out before it leaves, which is in 3 days. But no, this game is very interesting because I'm hearing a lot of great things of it. Besides you, I know you played the demo, and
oh yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, which was a surprise because like it's very Souls-esque gameplay where it can be like I didn't really have too much trouble until I got to like the end demo boss, and then I was like, oh shit, yeah, this is hard because it was just beating me in the face. But up to that point, I was having fun just fighting against the robot machines and stuff like that. But yeah, I did read when I got to the demo boss, it was like, oh shit, this is hard. So
nice.
But the demo's great though. So
nice. I know that I've seen other people play it, like just certain aspects of it, like on TikTok and like Twitch and stuff. And it's been really cool. And I'm like, oh, I want to get my hands on it because this seems like a more user-friendly Souls game. Yeah. And I definitely would enjoy that to where I'm like, not going to be playing a game that I'm going to be frustrated at, that I can't get past like a certain boss just for it to be as difficult as Elden Ring or something. But no, I'm definitely excited for it, and I'm excited for eventually when the full game comes out.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I'm excited too. I mean, it's going to be on Game Pass, which is the wild thing. Nice. So it's like, man, September is good eating because you get Starfield, you get Liza P. A couple days before September, I can't remember the exact date, you get Sea of Stars. So it's so many good freaking games coming up, which we're going to talk about later on in the episode. So let's move on to the Nintendo Direct. We have a whole bunch of stuff to talk about for the Nintendo Direct. A lot of goodies. Nice. I think I texted you that this is one of the better, this is probably one of the better showcases of the last month, I guess, a Direct. Leaps and bounds better than the PlayStation and Summer Games Fest, but not quite on the Xbox level, I think. So it's my number 3. Did you get a chance to watch the Nintendo Direct?
Yes.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed it a lot more than, unfortunately, Summer Games Fest and PlayStation Showcase. But hey, who am I? No. Yeah. Who are we?
We're just lame people. We're obviously Xbox and Nintendo stands here. Obviously. Exactly. But anyways, let's start with Pokemon. So some fun Pokemon stuff shown off. I'm excited about they showed off the DLC packs for Pokemon, which is what's called the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero and all that. I know that you're not too high on this because you don't play Pokemon, but I thought this looked cool. I thought this was exciting. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of cool new areas that they're going to be showing off. New Pokemon, of course, bringing Pokemon back from other generations. It's just cool. I'm excited for it. I love Pokemon, and I'm looking forward to the DLCs. Does this do anything for you? Did this make you go, oh yeah, I should get into Pokemon now? It's time. It's time.
It's time to join. No, I thought it was really cool. Just because I know this is something that was alluded to when the Pokemon first came out, because of it had that kind of clouded up area that nobody could access yet. And so now everybody was like, oh, I wonder what's behind this place. And sure enough, they're like, well, here you go. And so it was really cool, and I was excited for it, even though I probably won't get into Pokemon. But it was pretty cool.
Why not? Pokemon's perfect.
It's just only so much time I have in the day.
Yeah. You know what I'm planning on doing is just playing Pokemon my entire flight to
Wow.
on to Okinawa. I'm just going to spend the 14-hour flight or whatever. I don't even, how many hours is it? I don't know.
It's probably like 14, 13.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to spend the entire time just playing Pokemon or Zelda. Snorlax. The reason I'm happy about this too is that Snorlax is coming back. They didn't have Snorlax in the main game. So, and you know, Snorlax is my favorite Pokemon. So
best Pokemon in the game.
Yeah. Oh, I love Snorlax. But yeah, they showed off some new Pokemon, which we just saw here and we're seeing now. The design I'm not really keen on, but hey, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's fine. Get that. I'm happy for more Pokemon because I love more Pokemon. The only downside to this was that they didn't reveal like a release date for any of this. So who knows when we're going to get it. The theory is it's coming out like probably November, but without a firm date, then who knows? But yeah, I'm excited for it.
Nice.
And then the other Pokemon thing.
Oh yeah.
That I honestly don't even care about. But
what do you mean you don't care about this fine detective?
Yeah, the Detective Pikachu's returning. You know, I loved the movie Detective Pikachu. I've never actually played the Detective Pikachu games. So I can't even speak on them. Antillion, hey, I can't remember your name. It's the middle evolution of Scorbunny. So, and then Rockruff Pikachu. Gotcha. But yeah, Detective Pikachu returns. And yeah, I saw this and I was like, that's cool. I never played the other ones. So yeah, did you ever play Detective Pikachu? Have you ever?
No, I actually never played it. I just always thought it was only the movie. So
really, you only thought it was the movie?
Yeah, I only thought that was in the movie. I didn't know that was an actual game.
Yeah, it was on the DS. I believe it was on the DS.
Gotcha.
Might have been on the Wii. I can't remember. But yeah, I never actually played it. Growlithe! Also, like, this looks so awkward. Like, just the visuals look so weird. It almost has a Saturday morning cartoon look to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But like with a weird Pokemon jankiness to it. Like, I can't explain it.
No, I could definitely see that. Mewtwo. Does Pikachu talk in this one?
Yeah, Pikachu talks in them.
Does he? Does he talk like? He's like, I thought he might have been just saying Pika Pika, or he's like, hey, it's me.
No, he's a full conversation stuff like October 6th comes out October 6th. No, it's like full conversation stuff like Ryan Reynolds and
gotcha.
in the Detective Pikachu movie. But yeah,
that's hilarious.
Interesting. Maybe I'll play it. I don't know. It's coming out October, so it's like there's very little chance I'm going to have time to play it because
exactly.
Again,
with everything
Alan Wake,
else.
Spider-Man, Forza. Like tons of other games are coming out. So yeah, maybe I'll get around to it, but we'll see. The next game I want to talk about is Star Ocean. Let me double check this. Star Ocean: The Second Story R.
Nice.
Which I'm assuming the R is remake, right? I don't know.
Yes, probably.
But yeah, I'm excited for this because this is a game that I've been eyeing on buying on PlayStation because they have just like the old version on PlayStation. On the PlayStation Store, and I've been tempted to buy it. It's on my list of things to buy, like on my wish list. Yeah. And so when I saw this, I was like, oh fuck, I don't have to buy it. I'll just buy this version because this version looks leaps and bounds better. I love like the look, this 2D, 3D look that they have going for it. I think it looks gorgeous. Like I've played Star Ocean, like the more modern ones, the 3D, like the specifically 3D ones and stuff like that. And so this is nice to be able to go back to. This is the second game of the series. And so it would be nice. It's going to be nice to like go back and experience Star Ocean from near its beginning. And yeah, I dig the artwork though. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. And that's why this stood out to me and why I put it in the doc, because it was just like, yeah, this looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, great animation style, great like art style to it. It does make me want to play, even though I'm not too familiar with Star Ocean that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Star Ocean is weird. It's you start off as a character from space, like spaceship stuff, and then you crash onto a planet that has like magic and stuff on it. It's a wild time. They're fun games though. They are fun games. So, but yeah, excited for it. And like, so yeah, again, when I saw this though, I was like, sweet, I don't have to spend $15. I'll spend $70.
Exactly.
Or however many it's going to cost. And this is November 2nd. So again, all these freaking games coming out. And that's not the end of this too. Like there's a bunch of games coming out soon that are coming out.
So many.
a lot of the games that got revealed in the showcase in the direct were coming out like September, October, November, December. Like it was. I think this is where the Nintendo Direct really shined. Was like these are all games coming out pretty much by the end of the year, with the exception of a couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I really liked about this showcase.
Nice.
And then we have another Pokemon-esque game, but with a Dragon Quest skin. Dragon Quest Monsters, the Dark Prince. I don't know if this is the first time Dragon Quest has had a monster collecting game, but I'm into it because I love Dragon Quest and I love monster collecting. Like I was, what was it, like last year? I was telling, if we go to the stream, go to our episodes from last year around like May, June time, I was playing Dragon Quest constantly. I think I talked about it like every episode for almost 2 months because it's a long ass freaking game. But yeah, I'm excited. I'll play this.
Nice.
Are you interested in playing this?
No, not really. Yeah, I'm familiar with Dragon Quest, but not this form of it. I can't remember. There was like a Dragon Quest that came out on the way back in the day on the PlayStation 2. I can't remember which one it was called, but I remember playing that one. But other than that,
any number of entries or anything like that. So
exactly. But other than that, no. It looks cool. Cool little art style. But I probably won't be getting into it.
Yeah. But
whoa.
Yeah, it's fine. Again, I don't expect it to break sales or anything like that. I think the Dragon Quest community is going to love it, and maybe the monster collecting community. This game comes out December 1st. So there you go. Nice. So a nice little reprieve if you're inundated with games from September to November, and then this is the one to look for you end your year with.
Nice.
So now we're going to get into the big stuff. I didn't include Pikmin. For some reason, I thought the Direct was going to be like Pikmin focused. But no, Pikmin just got a new trailer. So I'm not even going to talk about it too much. Looked good. Pikmin's great. More important stuff. Mario.
Mario.
A lot of Mario stuff. A lot of the Mario stuff was a surprise to me as well.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to start off with the new booster course pass Wave 5 looks great. They have a bunch of new characters joining as well. The new tracks look cool. I love this this squeaky, what is it called? I can't remember. It'll show the name here in a second, but squeaky something or another. Squeaky clean Sprint. It looks awesome. Looks cool.
It does.
I like the design of it. But we got PD Piranha coming back. Thank God. I love PD Piranha. Piranha, my boy. I love the Wiggler too. Wiggler's cool. Man, the Wiggler's cool, I guess. Actually, I take it back. Wiggler sucks. But when he's angry, he looks cool. When he's angry, I like the animation when he's angry. And then Kamek.
I think it's
Bowser.
Kamek.
The freaking wizard that hangs out with
Bowser. The wizard guy.
The wizard that hangs out with Bowser. They're all back, and this coming out sometime in the summer. It doesn't give an exact date, but sometime soon. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure when it comes out, I'll play it and then not touch Mario Kart again for months on end. Maybe we'll do a stream of it if we can. But
nice.
Are you excited about Are you excited about this Wave pack?
Oh yeah, I love Mario Kart, and it's cool when they're bringing in new characters like that, or old characters, I should say, from like Double Dash, because Double Dash is one of my favorite Mario Karts, and to have PD back, PD Piranha, that's pretty cool. And I'll always welcome any new Mario Kart stuff.
Yeah, same. And then we have the thing that surprised me the most was Super Mario RPG, a remake that looks absolutely, utterly fantastic. You can play the Super Mario RPG right now on the backwards, the
emulator.
Yeah, the emulator thing on the Switch, whatever it's called. I can't remember. You have to have the online booster pack crap or whatever it's called to play it. So you can go back and play this, but they're doing a remake, and the remake looks absolutely gorgeous. Like this just looks utterly fantastic.
I know, it looks so cool.
I'm excited about this. I saw this, I got hyped for it. I was like, hell yeah. Which I normally don't get excited about Mario stuff, but I do like Super Mario RPG. Because I'm weird. I don't like the traditional Mario stuff, the platformy stuff. I don't care for it. But you give me an RPG, you give me Mario Kart, I love it. I'm weird. I know. Look how adorable these guys are.
I know. Whoa. Birdo.
That's not Birdo.
Who's that guy?
No, the sword.
Whoa, it's Sword Guy.
Yeah, our spirit dude. Petey, Pranas. But yeah, are you looking forward to this? Are you going to play it?
Yeah, no, this is definitely something cool because like I remember hearing about this game a long time ago. This is a game that actually, when it first released, it missed me completely because I'd never heard of it. Nobody ever really spoke about it. It almost felt like it was like a folk tale. Like, oh, did you ever hear about the Mario RPG game?
Yeah.
You know? But then I remember when we were in college, our friend Zach, he knew about it.
Yeah, he played it all the time.
All the time. And I was like, Mario has an RPG? Yeah. And then just to get the remake of it, it's really cool. I love that they're going back and like remaking these old Mario games or just whatever games and giving them new graphics, new looks and everything. So
really Bowser, cool. The Bowser teaming up with Mario has always confused me about this. Granted, I've never completed Mario RPG, so I can't tell you the full story, but it is coming out November 17th. So again, back to back freaking months. It's like September hits and it's like nonstop until the end of the year. It's fucking wild.
Nice.
So, and then the final show is a new Super Mario Bros. Called Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Are you excited about Super Mario Bros. Wonder? How do you feel about it?
You know, I'm not going to say that I'm not super excited, but I'm glad that it exists or it's going to exist.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't big on the I used to play like the old Marios, but like, you know, as you grow up, you kind of get out of the Mario phase. No. I just I think it's cool, especially the art design, like the art style of it.
Yeah.
But it's cool that they're that they're doing this and trying to give it new takes, new looks and stuff. But, you know, I think after a while I kind of got out of like playing the side scrollers of like Mario and stuff.
Yeah. I feel that like even for me, like I've never been a big Mario person, even when I was a kid. For some reason, Mario just never clicked with me. Neither did Zelda, which is like the only Nintendo property that's ever clicked with me and stuck with me. Well, two, Fire Emblem and Pokemon. And so like this doesn't really do anything for me. I look at it, I'm like, man, this looks great. The colors, it's vibrant.
Very vibrant.
It looks like it will be fun, but it's just like I probably won't play it. This is a game that I probably will skip, like especially compared to like Mario RPG, which I'm more interested in because it's an RPG. Yeah. It's more up my alley in terms of just like things I want to play. I fully expect this game to come out and rock people's socks off, though. Like,
of course,
it does look fun. It does look interesting. It's just not for me. I'm going to skip ahead to the freaking. There's already been a bunch of memes of of this that I adore. It's turning into
the elephant.
Yeah, there's already been, he's already been memed a ton, and so I'm loving it.
So funny.
When people like speculating, what's Peach gonna look like? What's Luigi gonna look like as an outfit?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But yeah, like again, I think this is gonna be fun. I think this is a great addition. Did they give a release date, or did I miss it? Was there a release date?
I don't think they did.
You see, yep.
It's
also October 20th. So. Again,
Sorry,
October,
Mario.
just too many fucking games coming out in October.
Way too many.
Which one are you gonna what are you gonna sacrifice? Are you gonna get Mario Wonder? No.
Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be the one.
Yep, same. So yeah. Anyways, that was the Nintendo Direct. Do you have any? Were there any other games that like I don't have in the dock that stood out to you? Or because these were just my highlights that I had. So.
Yeah, from what I remember and wrote down, you pretty much have everything. Really, the ones that kind of really stuck with me, of course, were the Star Ocean, the second story, the Mario Kart Pass, the Mario RPG, and then of course I know that the one we just saw, Mario Brothers Wonder, that everybody was talking about that just because it's a new Mario game. But other than that, those are the ones that stuck out to me the most.
And is there any games that you're gonna 100% get for your Switch by the end of the year?
Yes. It's not on the list, one of them. It's but Sea of Stars, even though I know that's coming to Game Pass, I'll probably get it for the Switch as well. I probably
Did they
will
show
get
Sea of Stars?
I don't think so.
Okay.
They might not have.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. I couldn't remember.
But I'll probably, to be honest, with the way that Star Ocean look, I think I'll probably get that, and I'll probably go as far to say I might even do the Mario RPG because that one looks a lot of fun.
I was really hoping you were going to say, you know what? I'm going to just dive in. Pokemon, here we go.
You know what? I just bought Pokemon. It's downloading right now.
Yeah! We can play together. I'm going to be honest, I haven't touched Pokemon in months at this point, so.
Hilarious.
I'm going to but I'm going to use up all that lost time on my flight to Japan. So there we go. So now we're going to turn the page.
Turn it.
Yep. Here we are. We're going to do a mid-year game check-in. What is the mid-year game check-in, Jesus? Oh, that's a good question, Ell. I'm glad you asked. I have a series of questions to ask you, Ell, and the viewers. So for those of you who are listening, well, if you're listening to the audio version, you can't answer me. But when you get home, go to the YouTube and comment to answer these questions. Or if you're, pull out your phone and do it while you're driving. I don't know. Don't do that. That's probably not safe. Definitely don't do that because that's not safe. Anyways, answer these questions if you'd like. I would love to hear feedback from folks. But Ell, I have a couple questions to ask you. I have answers to all these myself. But let's start with our mid-game check-in. What are your favorite games of 2023 so far?
So the only two that I've been able to get to somewhat is the Dead Space remake, which has been great. I mean, I was about to say who doesn't love Dead Space, but there are people who don't.
Yeah, but, those people are, we don't talk about them, okay?
And so I love that they remade it, and that's been a great one. And the little time that I didn't finish it, but I enjoyed it a lot. I need to finish it with Wo Long Fallen Dynasty. That's just like fun, dumb fun. Yeah, that was like a pretty fun game. But I was going to start saying, but we're going to get to this. I see a question here in it of that I haven't gotten around to, but I have a list of that. But I say those two just because, of course, Dead Space remake has it's just remaking of a classic Xbox game, just a game, and like I love it. It's fun. It's a cool space horror game that I just really enjoyed. And then Wo Long is just like a bunch of Souls-like fun button mashing type of game. Yeah. So far, that's what I've enjoyed of what's come out this year so far.
Nice. I'm going to be honest, I completely forgot that Wo Long existed.
Yeah.
Forgot that game existed.
You're not the only one.
It came, people talked about it for like a couple days, and then it went.
And it left. Yeah.
For me, I have several games on this list. Dead Space Remake is on my list. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Dead Space, I'm absolutely fanboy of Dead Space. You know this. I played it when it launched way back when, and have repeatedly played it multiple times since then. The Dead Space remake was a breath of fresh air for someone that has pretty much memorized every aspect of Dead Space just through multiple playthroughs where I can just I remember that happening. I remember that happening. Getting to Dead Space remake was I knew when things were going to happen, but I also liked the twist and the added things that they had in those moments where I was expecting one thing and it was like, that thing still happened, but it happened in a slightly different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where I was just like, oof, I love the way they did this. I really enjoyed the direction that they took with it, because they added extra lore things to the world that just made it more engaging for me as a player that, again, had played this multiple times, 1 and 2, and unregrettably 3 multiple times. It was a breath of fresh air to get some more lore that wasn't there before, and just the new layers that were added onto Dead Space I appreciate beyond belief as a longtime fan of Dead Space. And yeah, I couldn't be more happy. I hope they make a Dead Space 2 remake, because Dead Space 2 is my favorite of the 3. So I want to get more Dead Space. The other games I have on my list, Cassette Beast, which I talked about earlier. I have a maybe on this one because I don't really know if I love it yet or if it's one of my favorite games yet. The potential is there for it. But I also see it. I also could see me dropping off of it and never touching it again. You know what I mean? There's not really much keeping me playing it other than I'm just like, this is a good time waster right now. So I'm in a weird position where I don't know if it's one of my favorite games or not. It's just a game that I like wasting time in. So the other one I have is Planet of Lana, which you need to play it, Ell. You just need to play it.
I do. I know that's on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. It is as someone who likes, because you like Limbo, right? You liked Inside, right? I think you'll like Planet of Lana.
Okay.
It's not the stark coloring of Limbo or Inside. It's more vibrant in its color. It has a wider color palette, but it's very much in the same vein as those games. A lot of environmental storytelling, a lot of kind of interpreting what's happening on the screen that you're going to have to go with. But the thing that sticks out for Planet of Lana for me is the audio design and the soundtrack. It is just near perfect in every way possible that a video game can get with its sound and with its soundtrack. I know in the reviews of Final Fantasy, people were like, a lot of reviews have been commenting on being the best soundtrack of the year. Planet of Lana is the best soundtrack in my opinion. From what I've heard, from Final Fantasy, I think Planet of Lana just has a phenomenal soundtrack, and yeah, everybody should go play Planet of Lana. It's simple. It's only about 4 hours long, so you can finish it in an afternoon. And yeah, so should definitely check it out. It's probably my favorite indie game of the year. Probably will be my favorite indie game of the year. Well, we'll see. Sea of Stars might take it, you know?
Okay.
Sea of Stars is indie, right?
Yes, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, and then other games on my list, don't really need to spend much time talking about it. Diablo 4, of course. My game of the year. Don't need to talk about it beyond that.
Of course.
And then Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And it's, you know, I'm a Star Wars fanboy. I love Star Wars, but Jedi Survivor is also just a really good game. I'm thinking of replaying it because I want to get all the trophies for it. So
okay.
I think I'm going to replay it soon because there's a new game plus. So I'm going to start in the new game plus to get trophies, even though I don't need to do that. But anyways, but yeah, I think I'm going to do the new game plus pretty soon. I don't know. I've been debating about it. Maybe I'll do it while I'm in Okinawa. I don't know, but we'll see. But that's my list so far. These are my favorite games of the year. I can pretty much guarantee you, like Star Wars, Diablo 4, Planet of Lana, Dead Space will probably be in my like top 10 when we do our top 10 at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Cassette Beast, like I said, up in the air. Not 100% sure. We'll see. I'm still. It's so weird. Have you ever had that game where you're just like you're not sure if you love
Enjoy
it or
it?
just like it? Like,
yeah, I get that because maybe like some aspect of it you're like, this is cool, but you know, I'm not just like in love with it at all.
Yeah,
I get that.
That's how I feel about Cassette Beast right now. I think more of it is just like I really like the style and the uniqueness with the cassette tapes and stuff, and the music I think is really pleasant. So yeah, but it is what it is. We'll see where it lands at the end of the year. But with like the things coming out again from September to December at this point, it's just like, man, I could easily see Cassette Beast not even making in my top 10.
Yeah, exactly.
With how much is coming out at the end of the year. So, but moving on from what our favorite games of 2023 are, unless you have an extra one you want to add that you just remembered.
No.
Okay. Well, I was hoping you were going to say Redfall.
Oh God, no.
But which brings us to our most disappointing games of 2023 so far. I only have 2 games on the list. I'm going to go ahead and dive into them. One of them I just mentioned, Redfall, was a disappointment. You know, I am someone that absolutely loves Arcane, Arcane Austin, and Arcane Leon. Leon is the side that did Deathloop and Dishonored and all that, and then Austin did Prey, and Prey is still a really good freaking game. Yeah, and so there was high hopes for Redfall, and then Redfall just fell flat on its face. You know, it just was not good. It was a buggy mess. The AI is kind of crap, and the world is just too darn empty. Apparently, it's gotten better. Since we played it back at the beginning of May, right? So maybe it's worth trying to go back to. I have seen people say it's gotten better, that they're updating it, trying to make it better, fixing the bugs. But there's still like, even with like the bugs, there's still like fundamental things that just felt off to me. Like the world just felt empty. Like unless they're populating it with even more vampires and cultists and all that, and adding more interesting things to do. That's what like makes this a disappointment to me. Not necessarily the bugs, which the bugs are a big part of, but like it's the gameplay loop that felt disappointing. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. And then the other one for me on disappointments is Atomic Heart. I absolutely hated this game. Man, this is a game that I wanted to love. Remember back foolish me in January going, I'm so excited about Atomic Heart. It looks so good.
Oh my God.
Man, don't ever let me get excited about a fucking game again. Just say, hey, Jesus, remember that last time? two games in a row now.
It's so funny because now hindsight is 2020. I remember that conversation where we talked about games that we were so excited for. And this being on there, and then even oh my God, like that and Redfall, we were just like, wow, these games are gonna be amazing. They're gonna be great. And then I remember Atomic Heart first came out, and then you're just like, oh no.
It's like Atomic Heart, like it has decent reviews. It's like a 74, 75, something like that on OpenCritic. It's just, for me, it felt like it was trying too hard to be like a BioShock.
Yeah.
And while like visually it looked fantastic, I hated the main character. The main character would not shut up, just constantly fucking talking and saying the stupidest things. And I was just like, dude, shut up.
Yeah.
The gameplay just felt off at times to me, and then like just the plot wise just felt like it was trying too hard to be another BioShock or something of that vein, where it's just like, I cannot stand this. I have an annoying main character. This plot is not working at all. The gameplay is not fun. And it just like, I was going to review it, and that made me not want to review. I remember. It made me not want to review it. That it was like, I don't want to review anything now because like, But
that game ended all that. You said, this game is so bad, I don't want to review anything.
Yeah, pretty because I reviewed Dead Space. That was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a couple games every month. And then it was like, nope, fuck this. Atomic Heart just ruined everything. I don't want to do this because I don't want to force myself to play games.
Wow.
And like,
exactly.
I will confess, I didn't even complete Atomic Heart, but that's because I was forcing myself to play it. And I think I got about 10 hours in, and I was like, I'm not having fun. Fuck this shit. And it just was like, you were like, done with this shit. So, oh God, it sucks too, because I was so excited about it because it looks so cool. And like visually, it does look great. Like that's the big thing I will give it, is that visually it looks fantastic. It's just everything else not, So
exactly.
What are some of your disappointments for this year?
Well, so I, like you, only have two, but we can agree on one, which was Redfall. Man, that was a game that I had high hopes for, because I thought it was going to be amazing. I thought it was going to be great. And granted, like there's a lot of bugs, a lot of mess, a lot of like emptiness, not really feeling like there's really anything to do, or the NPCs didn't really feel like a challenge. They were all just kind of like standing around, or they would just be shooting randomly. But I had high hopes for that, because I thought, wow, if this game is good, then we can play together. We'll have a blast going through the campaign, just like, getting through it. But then playing it, I was like, wow, this is very buggy. People's hands are way too big.
I forgot about the big hands. Jesus.
Yeah.
The big hands are huge.
They're huge. The bosses don't even feel like bosses, or like the little middle fights just didn't feel like challenging at all. Mm-hmm. And it felt like probably the biggest letdown of a game that was like hyped up more than it should have been. Yeah. And it just, this is the first thing that like Xbox did where people this was maybe not the first thing, but one of the things that Xbox was like, ooh, this is like a bad hit on them. And I was like, oh, this sucks. And so that was one of my disappointments, just because I had so much excitement for it, and then for it to come out and just fall flat was just, a letdown. Then the other game that I kind of had high hopes. I know you kind of were like, when we first saw the trailer for this, you were like, this doesn't look like it's going to be good, but I kind of not necessarily think it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be all right, but Forspoken. And so like Forspoken's another game that some people did enjoy. Now, granted, maybe those some people were a small percentage of people, but I thought it was going to be more. But though, like just watching other people play it and just like kind of watching playthroughs of it, it's just like from the voice acting to the dialogue to the writing, it's just like, oof, like it just wasn't what it should have been or what it could have been, And it was just a big letdown. And I was going to put Atomic Heart, but I never really got around to playing it. I've just kind of heard it through you. And so I was like, well, it's not fair to me to put that on there. But yeah, that's another one because I thought that kind of looks like it could be cool. Like I want it to be cool, but yeah, it just fell flat again, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. I forgot that Forspoken came out this year.
Yeah.
That's another game I forgot that existed. Because like exactly. I knew Forspoken existed, but for some reason I was like, yeah, that came out in December, didn't it? No, it came out at the end of January.
Exactly.
so yeah, man, yeah. Just I remember playing the demo for Forspoken and not liking the demo at all. So I didn't even like after I didn't enjoy the demo. I was just like, I'm not going to even bother giving this a chance because like there's little they can. I mean, from what I understand, they did improve on things, but like wasn't much when it was like fundamental gameplay things that I just didn't enjoy.
Exactly.
I will say Forspoken is another game that looks fantastic. I will say that looks fantastic. Like visually, the graphics look great. Just everything else about it did not speak to me. So
yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. Next question for you, Ell. Moving on to new question. What has been the most surprisingly good or bad game or news or any moments game related this year?
So for me, one that surprised me in a good way, even though I haven't gotten around to playing it, but we'll probably see this again. The surprise drop that we had for Metroid Prime Remaster. That was pretty cool just because I know people loved the newer Metroid Prime that was released on the Switch. But then this was something that I think some people were asking for a long time of like, oh, this was like the first Metroid Prime that went instead of side scrolly, it went more first person. And that was like pretty cool. And so that was a big surprise that it just kind of was like randomly dropped and they were like, hey, it's available today. And so people were excited for it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. That gives me something to look forward to play on Switch. Yeah. Another game I'll say that surprised me. One, because even though I think I had kind of expectations that it would do well, I didn't realize that it would be score as high as it did or be as loved as much as it was, which was Street Fighter 6.
Yeah. That was a surprise.
That is one. Yeah, that was a surprise just because one, man, the art designers on that game did such a great job just because I love every character has their own personality. They look so cool. You just want to play like with every single character. But then to kind of when it came out, seeing how surprised I was with like it got 9s, somewhere maybe it got 10s, but it was like very high scoring. I was like, oh, this is great for Street Fighter, and great for the whole Evo thing. And I'm like, people are gonna just love this. And it's been cool seeing everyone kind of like I've seen on TikTok, random people of just like all the combos that they've been doing, and it's been so cool to watch like these endless, almost like combos that they've been doing online and playing against people. Even though, granted, I'll probably never play it just because it does. I don't think it necessarily has a great story mode, but the online play isn't just something that I would play.
What if I bought it for you? Would you play it then?
I would play it. Now, I don't know how long, but I'd probably just try it out just because I got it. But yeah, it was cool. I was happy that Street Fighter was getting its almost like it's just due,
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say, even though we both knew that this was going to be a great game, it still surprised me to like just how great it is, how much people love it, and just the things that people are creating in it, which is Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there was a while where me and you were sending each other just like builds that people were doing with the creating option that they have in there of just like somebody built a truck. Somebody built a mech, a 4x4 truck, a scooter, a board, a giant skateboard,
an airplane.
And it's just like exactly
that can do bombing runs. It's
exactly. Weird. You're just like, what the hell? And so that was like another big surprise for me because that's definitely a game that I plan to get to of the list of games that I need to get to. But I can't wait to get into it just because like you said, people love it. People say that the story's great. They're having a blast with it. Yeah. And it just surprised me. So yeah.
Yeah. So we already talked about this on my list. Street Fighter was on my list just because of reviews. I was surprised by that. So I won't elaborate more because I think we pretty much talked about it. Tears of the Kingdom, also on my list of surprises because of how much I enjoyed it. I've said this in the past. I said it in this just a little bit ago. I've never been a Zelda person. I've never cared about Zelda. I skipped Breath of the Wild because I was just like, not interested in it. Tears of the Kingdom, I've enjoyed my time with it. Mm-hmm. It's not one of my favorite games of the year. It may or may not be in my top 10 games of the year at the end of the year, just because of everything else that's coming out. Yeah. But I've enjoyed the about 10 to 15 hours that I've played of it. And like, I say that, and that's not a lot of hours in Tears of the Kingdom, but it's similar to Elden Ring. And this is such a weird comparison because they're nothing alike. It's just my interest petered out very quickly, where it was just like, I'm not interested in doing anything else in this game. I feel that with Tears of the Kingdom, because there's nothing really keeping me in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm not creative. I won't be making this crap that people are creating out there. I see that stuff. I'm like, I'm just glad I can create a freaking board. Oh, glad I created this wagon that I can hook up to my horse. That's all I care about. Woo! That's my creative experience right there. And then like, I've done a lot of the shrines. The main thing I was doing was running around doing shrines. I did a little bit of the story stuff, and like just things about it don't like stick with me, but I still enjoyed it. And I still fully recognize why this game is probably going to get Game of the Year for everybody. But it's just not a game for me. And at the end of the day, that's why I have it on my most surprising things, was because I'm surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I just wished that enjoyment would carry me beyond like the 10, 15, 20 hours that I've already played. So it just isn't. It just isn't. And maybe that's just me. It's just not providing me what I want out of a video game. And so is what it is. But I enjoyed those hours that I did play. And again, I fully recognize why this game is going to get Game of the Year from pretty much everything. I fully expect, unless Starfield comes out and is a banger.
Whoa,
that would be the biggest surprise.
That would.
We talked about this briefly, but Redfall, and the Redfall was just because of the buggy mess that it was. Its state it came out in, it was an almost unacceptable state.
Yes.
To the point that it's like Redfall kind of just absolutely deserved the reviews that it got. And hopefully with what people are saying, that it is getting better, and hopefully this Redfall will find a second life. But it's also first impressions type thing, you know, first impressions are everything. And how many people are going to really go back to Redfall?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, there's games like No Man's Sky that had a complete 180 where they changed everything and now people love it. So maybe Redfall can go through that. I don't think it will, just because of like the way the devs have talked about Redfall since, where like apparently the team didn't want to work on Redfall. So,
oh my God, yeah.
So it's like things like that makes me go, it's probably never gonna be good or address any of the major issues, but it is what it is. I think this is the most surprising thing for me this year. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush Shadow Dropping being probably the best game that came out at that time, because it came out at the beginning. It came out back in January and blew up so quickly. Now, we're 6 months in, it's fizzled out because we've gotten so many freaking banger games after banger games.
Oh yeah.
But Hi-Fi Rush was still that like, oh shit, this is going to be a good ass freaking year. Because it came out, it hit. It was a hit from Microsoft.
Yep.
It was a hit from the developers of Evil Within.
Yep.
Completely different style. Because Evil Within horror, Hi-Fi Rush, not. But Hi-Fi Rush is a fun freaking game. I know you haven't played it yet, Ell, and I want to encourage you to play it. It's on Game Pass, so it's not going out of your way. I think the one thing that might not get you into it is that it's all like basically rock music. So I don't know how you ultimately feel about like rock poppy music, but
I mean, I like it. Yeah.
So, but I would honestly give it a try and see how you like it, because it is a very fun freaking game. They just had it. They're doing an update for it to add like an arcade type mode to it and stuff like that, so you can get like high score, blah 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 type things. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But I'm excited for Hi-Fi Rush. I'm excited for what Hi-Fi Rush could do like as a series, if they like add more DLC or if they make a sequel. I think it has incredible style, like graphically. It just looks fantastic. The rhythm, while it's a rhythm game, like the combat is based around rhythm, it's pretty forgiving if you're not like in beat with it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that way. So like it makes it accessible to a lot of people, especially those who aren't, musically inclined, that are tone deaf and can't find beats for the life of them. But Hi-Fi Rush is still a beautiful game, like just visually, and it has a like Saturday morning cartoon type vibe to it. The humor hits for me, and just everything about Hi-Fi Rush was a surprise, and it hits. And now that I'm talking about it and hyping it up, this is also should have gone to my favorite games of 2023. So adding it now to my favorite games of 2023.
Nice.
Will it be in my top 10? I don't know. But Hi-Fi Rush here, they're putting it on record on the doc.
For people listening, he just typed it into the doc.
Yes. And then the final surprise for me was Hogwarts Legacy. This is a multifaceted thing that I was surprised by. Was one, the reviews for it. I was fully expecting it to get like destroyed in reviews. Yeah. Just because of the J.K. Rowling aspect of it. I'm surprised by the sales. It's sold incredibly well. Yeah. And then it actually being a good game. A lot of times when we get these IP based games, they're not good games, but Hogwarts Legacy was actually a really good experience. It's as someone who's played it, I fully confess I've played it. I know I'm a piece of shit, whatever. Fuck J.K. Rowling though. But it is a good experience. Like the game itself is actually fun and good to play, especially if you're into that Harry Potter world, the Wizarding world. If you're into that, this is pretty much what every person who loves that, of the Wizarding world has wanted. And so it definitely scratches that itch in many ways. And so I was surprised by all of those aspects because I was fully expecting it to not be good, fully expecting it to, I was fully expecting it to just be okay. I was fully expecting it to not review well. And then, and I think this comes down to like being in the echo chamber of Twitter, where the people I follow always talk about, oh, fuck Hogwarts Legacy, fuck J.K. Rowling, fuck all that crap. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I got in my head, oh, this game's not going to sell well because there are people actively trying to boycott it and stuff like that. And then
exactly.
But I think that's just because of my echo chamber and the people that I follow, being very liberal and anti J.K. Rowling and stuff. So that's pretty much probably why I thought that. But in hindsight, I should have realized that, there's tons of people that probably don't even know anything of what's going on with J.K. Rowling. So
true.
So that was the surprise for me. Anything else that's jogged your memory as I've talked? Because I know I've talked for a little bit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, not that I can think of. I mean, maybe I'll remember after the fact, but no, everything that I listed was everything that I could remember, and likewise with yours.
Yeah. All right, then. Winding down this. What games have you not gotten around to yet, but want to play, Elle? What are some of the games that you haven't gotten a chance to play so far this year? I'm assuming it's a lot.
Hour? Do you have an extra hour? No, no, it's only a couple. It's only a handful. These are the ones that I can remember right off the bat, which I've mentioned, I think, 2 of them already, which, not to go too much into it anymore. Of course, Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't had a chance to get into it yet. But I do plan on getting into it. So that's one. Another one, of course, is I mentioned it earlier as well, Metroid Prime Remaster. I definitely want to get into that one. Just because it's so fun, and who doesn't like space and aliens and being Samus? It's pretty cool. I absolutely
hate space and aliens. God, worst ever.
So outside of that one, another one, even though I just completed the original version of it, the Resident Evil 4 remake, I actually want to get into that one as well. Just to see the differences, because I know there's differences that they change, just other things that you can do. That's one. Then the last 3 that I have are Jedi Survivor, because I want to get into that. Yay! You might boo this next game, but I think that I would enjoy it, not because it's a good game, but because I enjoy what it's about. And that's Dead Island 2. Just because I like zombie games.
I just threw up everywhere.
Oh my God. But I like zombie games. Zombie games are fun for me. And that's very much like a beat 'em up, like just like a, hey, let's just go kill some zombies and go to here. And very simple to follow. Then lastly, I was debating whether or not to put this on here, just because I wasn't too sure if this is one that I'm going to get in, but it keeps tickling my brain that maybe I will get into it. Now, when? I don't know.
Oh my God, you're getting into Pokemon. Yes!
No, not Pokemon, but Diablo 4. That's actually one that I'm tickling and playing around with the idea of should I get into this?
I'll buy it for you right now. Here, let me get it to you. I can't do that. I can't. I don't have the money for that. I got to save it for
Okinawa.
Yeah.
But no, I've been thinking about playing that. Maybe I'll get into it whenever our friends Little Dove and Blitz get into it. That way we can all play together. I think that'd be pretty fun. But yeah, the more that I see about it, the more that I see how much other people are enjoying it. I think I'll enjoy this.
Yeah. For me, I have Resident Evil 4 Remake. I bought it. I played like the first section where you go to the village, iconic Resident Evil 4, that opening village. Made it to that, and then I stopped playing, and then just dropped off because I don't know why I dropped off. Playing other things probably. I want to get to Like a Dragon Ishin because I love Like a Dragon Yakuza series. I love them. They're all Like a Dragon now. Want to get to that because again, I love that series. Advance Wars 1+2. I love tactical RPGs like Advance Wars, and then same for Fire Emblem Engage. Both of those games I want to try out over on the Switch. Expand my Switch library beyond just Pokemon and all of that because it's just Pokemon. But those are the games that I want to get around to that I just haven't gotten a chance to. There's probably other games too, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
Gotcha.
But yeah, those are the four core ones for me. I think Like a Dragon is the most likely one that I will play out of those four.
Okay.
No offense to Resident Evil. And then I guess I do want to get to Metroid Prime. I played about 5-6 hours of a Metroid Prime, but then I just stopped enjoying it. The Metroid Prime remake, where I was just like, I don't need to play anymore. It goes back to what I was saying earlier, where it's just with Tears of the Kingdom, where it's just like I just reached a point where I'm just like, I got what I need out of this game, and I don't need to keep going. Now the game looks absolutely gorgeous. It's a great remake and everything, but it just again hit that wall where I was just like, I could keep playing, or I could just go do other things, and I've chosen to go do other things, and I don't have any plans to actually come back around to it. But maybe by the end of the year. Maybe when you play it, if you play it and then hype it up to me, I'll go, you know what? I will give this a try. So
nice.
Yeah. But that's it for me so far. And, with the games that are coming out later on this year, you may not even get a chance to go to the ones that you want to play. You know what I mean? Because there's so many freaking good things. I think July might be the month where you would be able to possibly lead away. Because once September hits, it's like nonstop. Well, specifically September, when September hits, is like nonstop good game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, theoretically, banger after banger. All those games that we've talked about, the Starfields, the Lies of P, the Mario, the Alan Wake, all of that, they might suck. They come out, horrible games, not even worth playing. But I doubt that'll happen. I'm willing to bet one or two games that comes out between September and November are it's going to turn out to be crap. I hope it's not Starfield. I want Starfield to succeed. But anyways.
Likewise.
The final question, and we'll also talk about this next week a little bit, but what is your most anticipated game for the rest of 2023, starting from July to December? What is the game that you are most looking forward to? Just one game.
One game?
Well, one game plus a runner-up. One game plus a runner-up.
So, oh my God, this is so difficult.
I know.
There's so many games.
There's so many good shit coming out.
So, my most anticipated game, Starfield, it's a given. Yeah. Just because, I'm so excited from what we saw at the Starfield Direct and just everything they showed off. I want to get into that game. I just want to play it, and I hope that I enjoy it and it's a blast, and I hope I can't get enough of it.
Hey, now, I don't know if you saw this news about Starfield.
Oh boy,
this is bringing it down to this game's probably not going to be good. They're not going to have fishing. They're not going to have Starfield's not going to have fishing.
Oh dang it!
I need to have fishing. No space fishing, man. It's what the hell? This was an actual like article on IGN or someplace where there's like, no,
that's so
fishing.
Funny. Oh shucks, no fishing. Well, I guess I can't fish. I'll just have to go to Bass Fisher 2023. No, so Starfield. Yeah, no, that's not a game. But I'll say that Starfield is my most anticipated. Now, my runner-up, I struggled with this because there's two, but I'm choosing the latter. My most anticipated game besides Starfield, runner-up is Sea of Stars. That's the one that I am ready for. I can't wait for it to get here just because I want to get into it and just play it. It comes out in August, so
yep.
I can't wait for August to come. And yeah, I'd say that's my runner-up.
What was the other one? What was the other one that you were doing?
Oh, it's on your list. It's on your list.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so it's my main one. It's the one that I'm most anticipated for. Yeah. So my most anticipated game, actually, my runner-up. Look at that.
Backwards.
Because we haven't mentioned it yet.
Yeah.
So my runner-up is Starfield. I'm excited about Starfield. I have faith in Bethesda and in Todd Howard and his team over at Bethesda. Yeah. I'm excited for it. It's pretty much a given for me that I'm probably going to love it just because like I've loved Fallout. I've loved Elder Scrolls. I'm pretty much like that. And that's why this is my runner up, because I pretty much know that I'm going to love Starfield. Yeah. Unless the only way I won't love it is if Starfield comes out and it doesn't deliver on anything that it showed in that direct, which would be the most wild thing in the world if they come out. It's like, yeah, all that stuff we showed in that direct. Nah, that's not this game. That would be freaking wild. But like, with everything they showed and everything, I was like, yeah, this is given for me. And that's why I'm not as hyped for it as I am for Alan Wake 2. Because I already know I'm going to like Starfield. And so because of that, it kind of dampens my excitement for it. Yeah. Whereas Alan Wake 2, I loved Alan Wake 1. I love Control. I love Remedy. I don't know if I'll love Alan Wake 2. I'm excited for it. And that's why this is my most anticipated game, because I want to see what it's going to do for me. Because like everything that I've seen from the trailers and like the preview stuff that came out over the last 2 weeks of people of like previewers being able to like play it, critics and stuff being able to get their hands on it, or like just see it and talk about it and stuff, has me excited about the potential for Alan Wake 2 and what it means, because it won the best, it won most anticipated game at the Summer Games Fest and all of that. Nice. And so I'm eager to see what that means for Alan Wake, because Alan Wake 1, you know, it was a game that came out and I loved it, but not a lot of people did. Controlled came out and like people loved Controlled, and so Alan Wake 2 looks like it's going to be more Controlled-esque in terms of like combat and stuff. Okay. But I'm excited to see what Alan Wake can do now. It's going full on survival horror. So I'm really interested in seeing how far they push that horror. I'm interested in seeing what the combat's going to be like compared to the old Alan Wake, where you had to use your flashlight and then point with the gun and stuff. Like I'm excited to see what Alan Wake 2 is going to bring to the table and how it's going to change the formula up from Control and from Alan Wake 1. And that's why it's my most anticipated game. Like, I'm just so excited to see what it can do and what it can do for me as someone who's a longtime fan of this whole universe that's being created with Alan Wake and Control. Nice. So that is my most anticipated game. My secondary runner-up, like below Starfield, was originally going to be Spider-Man. But now that we have the Nintendo Direct, it is Mario RPG. Whoa. But I'm not going to talk about that. Anyways, those are all the questions that I had. For those listening, let me know in the comments what you think. What are your most anticipated games? What are some of the games that you haven't gotten around to? What are your most surprises for this year? What are your most disappointments? And what are some of your favorites? Let us know in the comments. Send us a carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon. It'll get here in about a month.
Yeah, send it to Ell. Ell, what is your address so they can stop kidding? Nice. Dox you in front of everybody.
I know, right? In front of the whole internet.
Yeah. Anyways, nice. Ell, wind us down.
Everybody, thanks for tuning in to this special Saturday edition of the podcast. You can usually catch the live version on Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can also catch the edited version of the podcast on Mondays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as we release the audio version as well, same time. Available everywhere you get podcasts, Spotify, Google, Apple Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, like, share, and subscribe. So that way you get notified of future videos and just keep checking in on us. We also have two other podcasts / videos that we do. One is called Please Review Anime Edition, where we review animes monthly. We actually are recording. Please. Oh, sorry. Review, please. Sorry.
Review, please. Anime Edition.
Anime Edition, where we review animes for the month. So we're actually recording our next episode tomorrow, and it'll come out when
30th.
Is it? 30th. That's
Friday.
Right. And so so next Friday, and that'll be fun. But that also, we have the video version that drops on the channel here, YouTube. If not, the audio version, which is also available everywhere you get podcasts. Then we also have another monthly podcast where it's just us behind the scenes talking about our lives, stuff that we got going on, or just whatever's on our brain, which is Relax and Respawn, which is it's a video and as well audio version. Available everywhere you get podcasts. The video version is always available here on the YouTube channel, Respawn Please Podcast. Lastly, make sure to follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at Respawn Please Podcast.
Thank you all. Have a wonderful night. Our day, our week, or whatever you listen to us. I don't know.
Or rest of the year.
You know what? I hope you have a crappy. I'm kidding.
No.
See y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.